Welcome to the Banter podcast, where Brennan just said that he wants to get out of here as fast as possible. Typically, we love being here. Today, we're
all
upset.
three of us.
Today, we're upset because we experienced technical difficulties recording on our typical Thursday night. So here we are on a Friday night, ready to release a video for Saturday. This is a sad day for all two of our Banter Ball fans. But
one of them is in
if this video showed up in your feed today, then we are going to deliver with some sports conversation. Kyle, how are you today?
I'm a little tired.
Brennan, how are you today?
Also a little tired, but
still supporting the Bills.
Still supporting the Bills.
I had the Steelers hat on the first one, but now I'm gray.
Yeah. Today I'm wearing blue because I am blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-da. So, that being said, let's just talk about football for a second with Brennan's Bills thing. So we're going to very lazily segue that into a couple of things in the NFL this week. One thing is everybody's loving Joe Burrow right now. And we talked about that last night when we were recording, before it kind of blew up today on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. But people are really excited about Joe Burrow's take on the NFL season, expanding it to 18 games. So, Brennan, if you want to break down that situation.
So,
here.
Essentially what Joe Burrow is proposing is the NFL go to an 18-game season with 2 bye weeks in between. So there's a universal bye week, week 13 for all teams, just to rest and recover, and then, of course, your just regular bye week before that. Week 13, I believe, he also said would be the Pro Bowl, if I'm correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so week 13, universal bye week plus the Pro Bowl in the season. So just like all the other sports, 4 major professional sports, they have the All Star Game
in the middle of the season.
NFL would have that too. But what's the best part of this thing is that the NFL would be pushed back a week, and that means Super Bowl Sunday would fall the day before President's Day, because everyone's talking about how they all want the day after the Super Bowl as a day off of work, as a day just to recover, relax, have some fun. This would guarantee it because everyone has off for the national holiday, President's Day. And I know I get rip on Joe Burrow a lot because there's like a giant argument between my guy Josh Allen and Joe Burrow for the second best QB in the league. But credit where credit's due.
Crazy statement.
That's the competition for the second best quarterback.
Huge competition for the fourth best.
Or not the first best.
Let's be honest here. We all know, I'm not going to sit here and say that Josh Allen or Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league, but there is an argument for
Joe Burrow has made the Super Bowl.
He did, but Josh Allen is still probably the best,
anyway,
most talented.
What there's not an argument for is that Joe Burrow is clearly better at planning the NFL season than the actual NFL right now.
And it would probably also get rid of a preseason game, which at this point,
it doesn't matter.
Who really cares about the preseason games?
Yeah. And it would start earlier too, which means I know kids our age, we're all going back to college. We're usually not in college at that time. It's like the first week of the season. You get all your boys from high school, your hometown together, go down to a local bar, go to someone's house, watch those games together before you head off to college. So sounds awesome.
That'd be great. And also, I just think it works for the fact that everyone gets a universal break, because there's some teams that have a bye week in week 5 and week 8, 11. They're it
really does affect the season.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pro Bowl wise, wouldn't this also guarantee that teams who make the Super Bowl or whatever, those players can still play in the Pro Bowl?
Exactly.
And there's a little bit more.
I mean, they used to have the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So then
everybody stopped watching. I mean, nobody was watching this year for the Pro Bowl either.
I don't know how it would affect the Pro Bowl. I still feel like you're going to get that same level of
players
not trying. It's in the middle of the season. Of course, they don't want to.
I don't think they would try majorly, but I do think it would lead a little bit more excitement if it gives the vibe of a mid-year vacation.
Yeah, sure. Because as you said, the player, we don't know who's going to go to the Super Bowl yet, so everyone's
still competing. Everybody is still hoping to make playoffs. Maybe trying to show off against some other player. Maybe.
Yeah.
So I think he does improve the Pro Bowl, but that's really the least of our worries as far as I guess.
No. I think any All-Star game at this point is
MLB All Star
pretty
Game
far from safe.
pretty
And sure, the MLB is still pretty good, but most of them are pretty far from being saved.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, with the MLB All Star Game, we have that
sure.
coming up this upcoming week. I mean, Brennan, who are you excited to see? I mean, I know that both of you guys and me, to an extent, all big Pirates fans. And so I think people are pretty excited, at least around here, about Paul Skeens.
I'm very excited.
Not only being in it in his rookie year, but starting the game itself is a pretty...
Yeah. Is he starting the game?
He is starting. It was just announced today.
Yes.
Is the way they do starting pitchers as like an inning per?
No, they go about 1 to 2 innings, and then they kind of switch off. So like another starter will come in for an inning or so.
The starter becomes a reliever.
Because how many pitchers are chosen typically?
So I'm just looking at the American League right now. In the American League pitchers, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starters and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relievers in the American League. And I assume
all
it's about
13 of them pitch?
Not all 13.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So why would I go to the All-Star game if I'm a relief pitcher which means that I'm definitely not going to pitch?
Well, some of them might pitch, like Emmanuel Clase, depending on when he starts and stuff. He might get to pitch, but a lot of these like middle relievers who make the All-Star game, they're not getting anything. It's just kind of like a...
It's like, hey, good job.
Do they get like a bonus on their paycheck?
You do a good job on your 2
I think they do. I think they do get some money. And then the other thing is, we were talking about it yesterday when we actually did try to record the podcast of who was the most like undeserving, what team had most undeserving to have an All-Star. I mean, in a lot of my pick was Tanner Scott of the Miami Marlins. And a lot of teams that are bad or don't have a lot of great players, but they have a good reliever, those guys usually make the All-Star team, represent them, but they're probably not going to pitch. So that's kind of also why some of these relievers make it. And then again, a lot of them are also closers.
Is there a set number of pitchers that like can make it, or is it really just take a guy per team? Like, can we rock with all outfielders in the
only third baseman?
Only
on my team.
So there's a set number of players per team that can make it. So you got to have
per position.
Per position, yeah. Okay. So like if you're looking at this,
I was excited about the all third base.
You got 2
Get
catchers.
Manny Machado on the mound.
Absolutely. Just throwing balls like underhand.
He's so good. It's like, I pitched back on my second grade team. It went pretty well. Like,
so
had a 1.45 ERA.
Yeah. No, but like there's a set number. So usually there's 1 backup catcher. There's about 6 infield reserve players, 3 outfielders, and then 1 reserve DH per team. So it's kind of like positionally based. Which is why there's a lot of snubs usually in these All-Star games because they need to fill up at other positions. But yeah, no, there's a set number.
So you said you love the MLB All-Star game as far as like it's still going well and everything. Is there anything you think that should be changed about it? Because I feel like the only other big thing like complementary to the All-Star game is the home run derby. And I feel like it's been kind of going like this. Maybe I'm wrong.
I feel like a lot of people were kind of like not very excited about the home run derby this year.
Well, I mean, I got to look up the participants in this year. I know a couple of the guys who are participating, but a lot of the big names like don't really compete.
Is that a thing where like you might be selected, but like I'm Aaron Judge, I want to opt out of this?
Yes, because Mike Trout has opted out of it every year. I think he's been opted.
Well, he's hurt. He's been hurt the last.
He's been hurt, but even when he wasn't hurt, he's never played in it. And a lot of the guys for the home run derby, because the competition is hitting home runs. And again, what we talked about yesterday when Corey asked, would you rather have a high average guy or a guy who hits a lot of home runs? The home run derby is all about hitting home runs. Yeah. So you look like a guy like Pete Alonso, he's having an all right year, but he goes into the home run derby because he's done it before. He might win the whole thing, even though he's maybe not having the best year of his career. He's not even an all-star. But because he hits so many home runs.
The home run derby is just
it's just probably a separate thing.
Yeah.
It's like
he's an all-star.
I was going to say, like, it's not all done content.
No, Pete Alonso is an all-star.
I was going to say, I think Alonso might be.
But can that still be the case? Can they not be an all-star?
How many all-stars do the Yankees have?
I don't know. I'll count here real quick. Yankees, they're all right. So they got Soto and Judge, obviously, they're going. Mm-hmm. And then they have, really not many I guess they're pitching. They have 3, looks like. They got Clay Holmes, the closer, and then Soto and Judge are both starters.
Sure.
So I think the most is Philadelphia. I think they
That
have
makes
like
sense.
7.
Whoa.
Yeah, hold on, let me count. So Bryce Harper's 1. They have 3 starters: Harper, Bohm, and Turner.
Oh my gosh.
3.
Just a line of them.
Then they got, in terms of pitching, they have Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez. So you're up to 5 there. 6 for Jeff Hoffman. So they got 6 All-Stars, it looks like. Not 7.
Not bad.
Yeah, shout out Philadelphia. They're probably the best team in baseball this year. They've been playing like it. Deserve to have those 6 guys. Although Philly fans, and then we saw this in 2015 with the Royals too. Like
I was going to say,
they went berserk with voting. They voted all their guys in.
For good reason. That was a very good team.
Yeah,
very good.
that was really funny with the Royals in I think it was the year they won the World Series, 2015. Like the entire, for a good while, the entire like All-Star
Royals
roster.
And like Jose Altuve.
It was like Jose Altuve in second base and Mike Trout in center field. Everybody else was a Kansas City Royal.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's how NBA All-Star voting was during the Warriors dynasty. People were like,
sure.
"Oh, we gotta put in Zaza Pachulia in the All-Star game just so that there's 5 Warriors starters," because they were already bidding for 4.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but that's a little easier to do because there's like 5
It's
guys.
a lot easier. Royals just
The Royals just 7 of the 9 positions.
I mean, also
on
5
the
is
team.
smaller than 9, so it's a little more.
it's a lot easier.
But also that Warriors dynasty too. I mean, those
But
guys were all very.
The year that they got Wiggins was like a very similar thing. Like
Yeah.
like Wiggins had a solid season for being Andrew Wiggins, but like he wasn't an All-Star, and like he was like one of the only people in the current like and under that era of like All-Star voting that got the fans to just propel him into the starting position.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, so I'm excited for the All-Star game. Going back to your original question, do I think the MLB can change? I really don't think so, because if you look at it, it seems like people want more. But if you look at the sports that incorporated more, which is all the other 3 sports, look at their viewership, and they always get clowned on. They always do that. Maybe I would add something with pitching, like maybe something like that would be kind of cool. So you get the home run derby with the batters, you get like a pitching, and then you do the All-Star game. But
can I propose a thing? So for the NHL All-Star game, they do a thing where they just skate around the rink as fast as they can. I want to see
run the bases.
Yes, I want to see base running.
you know what they need to do?
That'd be awesome.
They need to get like
whoever's the fastest.
No.
Run the bases on roller skates and just
I didn't say roller skates. Are you saying you would not watch that? That'd be awesome.
No, I would not.
That'd be great.
No, what you need
Guys,
to do.
the running the bases contest is on. We gotta watch it.
No, what you need to do, what they need to do during the actual All-Star game, hear me out. They need to get all the teams that have like some sort of race, like in the middle of the game. So like the Pirates, the pierogi race, the Milwaukee Brewers, like the sausage, the Nationals, the Presidents. They need to get one representative from each team that does that.
Yeah.
Have them race.
From the Pittsburgh Pirates, cheese, Chester versus.
Just get like Abraham Lincoln from the
Nationals,
going
yeah.
Chester cheese.
Abraham Lincoln.
You could even throw in Mr. Freeze from the Atlanta Braves, although he'd absolutely smoke everybody.
That's so.
And the wild card pick, the Philly fanatic, like.
Mr.
I was gonna say, here comes Mr. Matt. That's just like
Can we get
bobbling.
Mrs. Bennett there too? That'd be awesome.
That'd go crazy. No, they should definitely do that. That's a great
cool.
idea.
Yeah, dude.
Would love that.
No, or you know how in like the like celebrity game for the NBA, there's like I forget, it was like ruffle time or whatever the heck, but there's like a 4-point line.
Yeah.
Like just activate during like an inning. It's like everything is worth 2 times the amount of runs.
Can we have
That would be something like that.
Because we need something like the celebrity game. Can we have all of the mascots for all the MLB teams just play like a?
Well, they do have an
Yes.
celebrity game. Like some of the guys got announced.
Yeah, but can we get an MLB mascot game? Can we get like a 3-inning game?
Like an NCAA football.
Yeah.
And then
they're getting rid of that now.
They are, but
And then we can have a similar thing. We can have like random wild card picks. Like starting at the mound, we can have Grimace because he had a really solid season at the mound. So we can put in Grimace in the mascot game. Have the Pirate Parrot. I feel like Pirate Parrot would probably play second base.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
He's got a good wingspan.
He's got a solid wingspan.
Well, I'd put him at short then, or third, not second.
Anyway, we should totally move on. We've been talking about
something I would actually really like to talk about that was not a part of the questions is that my favorite desert island fan, Kawhi Leonard, dropping out of the Team USA team.
Filled in very seamlessly by Derrick White,
which is
Boston
very
Celtics.
awful. The wrong Celtic to choose, might I add.
People are furious, and I initially was thinking, hey, maybe like this is the last second thing. Maybe Jaylen Brown was busy. Jaylen Brown himself
was very openly like, why am
I would.
this team?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And the fact that they got rid of a big forward who plays defense,
yes,
and they put in a small point guard who plays defense.
Pretty good defense.
They're
not a
solid defender.
position.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
What wings are left on that team right now? It's LeBron and Durant. Who else is like?
No, I mean, we can look at the roster. I mean,
look at the roster because I was looking at it.
There's Curry, Halliburton.
Sure, but are those the guys that you want to?
There's a lot of guards, but I mean,
be a wing for you?
No, I'm saying there's a lot of guards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I mean, you got
replacing a position of even then with
Booker's still kind of a guard.
Yeah,
I mean, they got some bigs. Yeah, Edwards is kind of a guard. Yeah, they probably have Edwards as a wing here.
James,
because
Tatum.
Because Tatum we still have, I guess.
Tatum's but he's it. Like it's LeBron, Tatum, and Durant who's
that's what I'm saying.
Like
well, doesn't matter that much. I mean
like Banter's kind of small.
If all goes like how it should go, Team USA should still wipe.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't very happy with that performance initially.
I will say, like for Team USA to come right out,
but that's Team Canada,
and it's an exhibition game. I understand that.
It's an exhibition game, and if you're looking at like the second best team in the world, it's probably either the Canadians or the French.
Or Spain. I mean,
Spain's.
But right. I'm just saying, like if Dort is guarding Adebayo and he's winning, like that's a problem. Like we can't have look when's Dort has been out of the league, and he plays for Canada. Like
he was out of the league. He was on my fantasy team this year.
He has been out of the league a couple of times.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I remember.
Yeah, because he was definitely on my fantasy team this year, and he definitely played.
No, yeah, he did play.
It was also just such a great name. Lou Dort.
Lou Dort. Yeah.
2-syllable name.
Is he on Team Canada? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine he is.
No, Andrew Nemhard's on Team Canada.
SGA, Dylan Brooks.
I don't know. I think Dort was out of the league for a little bit, and then the Thunder picked him back up. Dort's on it.
Yeah.
Dort, Brooks, yeah.
SGA.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Right. It's an alright team, but like Team USA should not be losing. I do find it really funny that like before they started playing games, Anthony Edwards was like, "I'm the number one option on the Olympic team," and it's like, okay. No, he like he's not wrong, but like why would you go on the thing? He's like he's straight up said he's like the other players have to adjust to me because I'm like what? You're like 22 years old.
I mean, did you watch that game? He's not wrong.
No, I understand they were doing that. I understand they're doing that, but I just feel like it's a really weird mindset to be
but
granted,
Edwards has always been like that.
I feel like Anthony Edwards is trying to like mirror in some ways like a little bit what Michael Jordan did as far as press conference things goes.
Yeah.
Because like this is how the dream team was. Like they were asking questions, who's taking the shot, and Michael Jordan's like, me, you idiot. So it's like
even then they're like
no, but I mean even with Michael Jordan, you didn't have a guy like LeBron James on that team either.
The fact that LeBron's 39 years old.
No, I know, but I'm saying is like LeBron is like 1A, 2A with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan didn't really have like
you're actually wrong.
I kind of agree with Corey.
Yeah, in the dream team situation, he like Jordan was still coming up, and like he obviously had just won a championship, but like he was coming up still, and it was thought that like the historically good people were Magic and Bird, who were both on that team.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of like Durant and LeBron on this team right now. And Magic and Bird were and Bird not so much because he had back issues, so he wasn't that worried about it. He was like, he can do whatever. But Magic was really saying, he's like, this is my team because this was his big comeback from HIV. He's like, I'm a historic great player right now.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan's like, no, you're wrong. It's me.
I'm Michael Jordan.
I am Michael Jordan. I mean, there's a really good documentary.
Is Magic Johnson on the same level as like a guy like LeBron James all the time now?
Yeah. Yo, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you pull up the top 10 greatest of all time list right now, I can almost promise you that Magic Johnson will be in the top 5.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say.
Now I don't know if I personally believe that, but like people really think Magic Johnson is up there.
This is definitely from this
year. This is totally this season because I just saw Anthony Davis at number 10. I was like, no.
This guy doesn't even think Anthony Davis is the top 75 player.
I don't. Hey, let's hide this in this random video here. Kyle, what are your top 5 greatest NBA players of all time?
NBA players, okay. Number 1, I'm gonna go with King James. I think LeBron has had 4 separate in each stint of his career with new teams. I understand.
Do not let the YouTube comment section hear that.
He has had a Hall of Fame careers each time.
Do not let the YouTube comment section.
Number 2, Michael Jordan. That's very obvious. You could say 1A, 1B. 3, I'm going to go Kareem. I think that's fair. I probably would put Magic.
You put Magic 4?
Yeah.
That's crazy. To me. People do it, though. Like, I mean, Brennan is looking through lists right now. People totally do it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, after...
There he is right there, top 5. Number 5, Magic Johnson.
To me, after 3, it's honestly...
It becomes a little bit of free roll. So who's your pick?
I'll go for another big. I think dominance-wise, I'll take Shaq.
Shaq over Wilt, over Bill Russell, over like that. Those are kind of crazy.
He's playing plumbers.
Yes, they're playing plumber, and they were obliterating them. Shaq was competing really, really high level.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna go to Hollywood
I also
instead.
just like Shaq.
I'm gonna be in Kazam. You ever seen Kazam? Kazam is one of the worst movies I have ever seen ever. It is
Shaq bro.
There are some weird parallels in Kazam to slavery because there's like the whole plot of this movie is that Shaq comes out of a bottle and starts doing raps and he's a genie that raps is this whole thing. And the kid that finds him is this 12-year-old white kid who's like and there's this whole scene where he's like, so what you're telling me is I own you, and it's like, oh, okay, this is a very interesting film that we're watching.
I love Shaquille O'Neal. It's hard not to like.
And Shaq is like, wish of a 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah. Give them to me because I'm Shaquille O'Neal. Like, it's very stupid. Like,
yeah.
Terrible movie. Do watch it. Do watch Kazam.
I'm changing my answer. Number 5 is Tim Duncan.
That's also crazy. Tim Duncan at 5.
Yeah.
Why? Give me one good reason.
I like Tim Duncan.
like Tim.
Brandon, what's your
Big
5?
Fundamental.
My top 5. All right, MJ 1, LeBron 2. I'll go.
There's only a 1 right answer for 3.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Kyle gave you
the top 3. Like,
Kareem.
undebatably, that's the top 3. And then after that,
I'll go Kareem. Then I'll go Magic, and then I'll go Kobe. Like Kobe.
Kobe, I don't know. Kobe is one of those guys that could be 2, but could also be like 15.
That's what I'm saying.
Kobe is so easy.
Because when you think, to me, when you think Lakers, you think Kobe Bryant.
You think about that.
I don't.
Well, our generation, you probably.
I don't know. 3 decades. That's what you think.
I guess
depends on your age range.
Again, it makes sense to me. I think Lakers. For some godforsaken reason, I think Magic Johnson.
I think of Elgin Baylor.
What do I think of Lakers? I think George Mike.
I think of Gail Goodrich.
Yep, that's the guy.
I think of
Bob McAdoo, the 6-man version of Bob McAdoo.
I think of almost every NBA player ever because they'll all they.
Think of JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard.
I think of Dennis Rodman.
Man, my favorite Spurs player of all time, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that might be a fun game, Laker or not, because I feel like so many players.
Let's do it real quick.
Mystery.
All right, Brennan, randomly pull up an NBA player. There's got to be a database where we can get a random NBA player right now. This is how you get your TikTok content out of this episode.
Yes.
Random NBA player,
Laker or
and
not.
we're gonna play Laker or no Laker.
Because I feel like that just. Every sort of notable guy that has gone through the league at some point has played maybe, not even a full season, like maybe.
How many players do you want me to
games.
should we generate?
Let's do, how many does it want?
I'll generate like, I think I'll click like 1,000 and I think that generates like 1 at a time. Oh,
Dude, what? 1,000 is nuts.
Are going to be here for the next few days.
All right, okay. Give me a player.
All right, Jeff Green.
Laker? No, Laker. No, I don't think he was a Laker. Do you think Jeff Green?
I feel like he might have been.
He was literally a journeyman.
Yeah,
but
so-
I think he didn't play for the Lakers.
He's what? He was on the Nuggets.
Been on the Rockets a couple times.
I
Jeff
wouldn't be surprised, but I'm fine
I
saying
say
no. I would not be surprised.
Laker or no Laker? Do you see an LAL?
I do not see that.
Okay.
That's
not
Jeff
such a...
Green. Let's Jeff Green's team.
No, that's Utah. So, and that's Denver. So yeah. All right. No Lakers.
Cool. No
No
Laker.
green or purple.
All right,
All
who's
right.
next?
Green.
Next,
Yellow,
we're
purple.
gonna do Michael Foster Jr.
Who?
I don't know who that is.
Totally Laker. Totally been on the Lakers. How young is this kid?
Michael
I
Foster.
don't know. I'm gonna look him up.
Michael
young.
Foster.
I mean,
he's a junior.
Yes.
He's gotta be.
Probably pretty young.
He played last year.
For the Lakers?
No. Actually, he's only. All right, he's only played on one team, and this looks like he did not play at all this year.
What team was it?
The Sixers.
Okay.
Michael Foster Jr.
Michael Foster Jr., future Laker.
Probably. I mean, odds are.
No,
I mean,
odds are. As we talk about the NBA, what kind of moves are we looking at? Because obviously, big headlines still that Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey trade stands as a really big one. So, more recent one, we look at the DeMar DeRozan signing trade. In between, biggest one is Paul George. But a lot of non-movements in the NBA free agency realm this season. So, what are we looking at as far as big things?
Big things. I mean, I brought it up on the podcast yesterday. This isn't a move, but I guess we can talk about it since we're kind of relating this back to what the Corey's questions were. The NBA TV deal went through officially, which means the TNT crew was already going to be dissolved, is now kind of like stamped in that it's no longer going to be a thing, which is really sad.
In favor of
NBC, 11 years, 76
a notoriously mid
that being
sports
said,
network.
the NBC or the NBA on I think it's NBC. The theme for that's something to be excited about. Very excited for that to come back.
It is, but it's kind of sad. I mean, this entire generation has grown up with the NBA on TNT. Watching
They almost transcended basketball.
I think they did, yeah.
No, they totally did.
Like,
they would bring on like Nicki Minaj on their show. It would be like a footnote. It was like, all right, so Shaq and Charles argued today, and also Nicki Minaj was on the show.
Because that was like the show, like the halftime show, like the post game, like those were the guys. Like in no other sport was there like a team. Maybe the NFL comes.
It was never that funny.
But it was never that funny. It was never that iconic.
The only other one that I can think of that's super iconic is the March Madness crew, which was also the TNT.
Almost the exact same people,
TNT.
yeah.
That being said, the thing that was more iconic about March Madness was always those Capital One commercials with Samuel L. Jackson and Spike Lee, and like those were some hype commercials.
March Madness is probably the best time.
I miss March Madness being really awesome.
In terms of sports, that's probably. I'd say
last year it made like a little bit of a resurgence. Like after COVID, I feel like it went down. Last year, I feel like people were hyped about it again. But we still need to get back.
I don't know. The fact that UConn repeated and like the highest the highest number.
Like everyone was rooting for UConn, and like I didn't want to. I think a lot of people were actually.
For the money, maybe.
People really were.
People like you.
I don't know. The first two rounds of this year, like I was really happy to be like back into the mode of like, oh no, my bracket's gonna bust if I mess up today. And it's really exciting.
I think two of my Final Four picks lost in the first round. At least one of them did.
I did really solid in the first round.
You did, yeah.
And then I blew up in like the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the highest seed remaining after 2 rounds is like a 10 seed.
And that's how it's always been.
Which was NC State.
I got to see Oakland play and NC State play. Actually, I got to see NC State.
That's how it's always been since like elementary school for me. It was like I'm really into like the first couple rounds because
that's how the entire tournament is.
Yeah, because also the other thing about the tournament is they like end it on like a Monday.
Yeah.
They're like, let's
have everything on Monday, like the college football championship.
Let's have a Monday night NCAA.
It's probably some scheduling thing. With like other stuff they have.
I agree, but it's just like I don't know, like
NCAA is or football at least is with like NFL.
After that first weekend where it's just non-stop NCAA, like people are just kind of.
But that's kind of like the thing of it because you have every single game going on at once, so you just like you're flipping through the channels. It's like a whole day. Once you get down to like the Sweet 16, there's maybe only like 2 games on per day, and they each have their own individual times.
But that begs the question, though, Brennan. Games on all the time. Why don't they do the NBA Summer League like that? Because everyone would totally watch the NBA Summer League.
I was watching the NBA Summer League before this.
You know who's balling today? Reed Shepherd.
I saw him
ball. Let's go.
Yep.
He's totally shining as far as like top picks go. I'm very excited that all of the teams are now getting in as Vegas Summer League starts.
Another Kentucky Wildcat today. Shout out Oscar Tshiebwe.
Oscar Tshiebwe
had 17 points, 16 rebounds for the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, I was watching that game at a Buffalo Wild Wings today, post-golf. I played golf today. It went really poor.
Daniel Furphy, I think, had 6 points, too, for the
Pacers.
He was the Kansas guy.
Kansas. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's all I know about the Summer League so far is how the Indiana Pacers are doing. So.
I know how Bronny James is doing.
Yeah.
Not as good as their first round pick. People are like upset. Like people are like, why is he not doing as good as the first round pick?
LeBron James Jr.
But he was the second rounder. Like he should.
Like come on.
Yeah. I don't know. People are putting so much expectation. So many.
Well, I mean, he's the son of LeBron James. I hope you understand that.
I understand that. I think he technically, like, allegedly had like offers from UNC when he was like 12, like. And Duke, and like they can revoke that.
I mean, with Bronny,
I think they technically
like the flashes are there for him to maybe be a solid like role player in the NBA one day. I just don't know if it's gonna.
I feel like the way I feel like Bronny James' career will be is similar to a Christian Laettner or an Andrew Wiggins, where they're like kind of mid and kind of disappointing, and people will be bad, and then like. One season, they'll just like find a really good groove, and he'll just have like an all-star year.
Do you think
maybe he wasn't quite earning an all-star, but he'll get it.
Do you think he'll earn an all-star appearance by the time his career's over?
I think maybe he'll have one. I mean, I don't know.
Do you think he'll play at all this year or next year?
No, but the fact that he has a 4-year deal means that he does have the time.
Actually, I think he will play at least a little bit because LeBron wants to play with this. Although he did sign a 2-year deal with the Lakers, so he's at least 2 years left.
I think opening night he'll get some playing time so that LeBron can be like, I played with my son.
Do we know? Has the schedule for that released yet or no?
No.
Wow.
For the NBA? Schedule?
Yeah, the way they do the NBA schedule is they like release the NBA first half and then they release the second
NBA Cup groups got released today.
What?
The in-season tournament groups.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Today. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. That's a headline.
So looks like in the West Group A, you got the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Kings, the Rockets, and the Trailblazers. Kind of
oh my gosh, we are going to cook. Okay. If we catch the Timberwolves at the right time, because this past season in the in-season tournament, we beat the Nuggets. We beat the Nuggets in our games against them, so we can do that.
Oh, it's based off of last year.
Yes.
Okay.
We were totally winning, dude.
Yeah, and then in West Group B, you got the Thunder, the Suns, the Lakers,
the only
team,
and
the Spurs.
Wow,
it's kind of a stacked group. If I'm watching in-season tournament games, I want to watch Wemby and Chris Paul versus KD and Booker.
And then West C, you got the Nuggets, the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Warriors,
and the Grizzlies. Also
stacked.
Give me that like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like,
the Eastern Conference.
Those would be like the 5.
You got the Knicks, the Magic, the Sixers, the Nets, and the Hornets, which I think
is something I would never want to watch.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
That's a lot of bad basketball.
Paolo Banchero versus all of the Knicks and really
Are those
bad
not the 4 teams or the 5 teams in the one Eastern Conference
division? No, I don't think the Hornets are in it.
Okay.
Orlando's in a division with Miami.
Yeah,
okay.
Orlando Magic.
East Group B, you got the Milwaukee Bucks, my Indiana Pacers, Kyle's Miami Heat,
a war again.
Raptors, and
a war again between the Bucks and the Pacers. This time within the group.
That's right. It's going to be into the Bucks and Pacers.
This is where the Bucks Pacers rivalry began.
Yes, absolutely.
In the in-season tournament,
when the Pacers beat them twice in the tournament, or no, not twice, once. We went on like some run.
Looking at East Group C, and I'm like, that's Boston's.
That's Boston.
Every day of the week. It's Boston,
Hey,
Cleveland,
Donovan Mitchell, man.
Chicago,
Is Donovan Mitchell gonna be a Cav by that end of the
Atlanta,
offseason?
and Washington.
What about Jonas Valanciunas? He might lead the team. Maybe Josh Giddey will have an all-star
They're
season.
going to win all these games by the way.
Are they still taking the top 4, or are they expanding it?
I don't know.
Because if it's the top 4, then I mean, like, the Celtics probably are guaranteed a spot, but most definitely.
They do one per division, and then they do a wild card.
I don't know.
Per conference.
The Sixers, I feel like they're gonna take the East A. And
No, I think the Knicks are gonna get it.
Yeah.
I feel like they have the type of energy. I feel like they have the type of energy that wants the in-season tournament this year.
Which is maybe something you want. I don't know.
The Knicks would be a team to win the in-season tournament and then get 4-0'd in the first round of the NBA.
No,
that's what the Lakers did.
I actually have hope for the Knicks this season. I feel like the Knicks are going to be like, hey, we're it, and then they'll fall at the most crucial point, and it'll be devastating for them. And then their whole dynasty will be like this, even though they just signed everybody.
And Spike Lee is just gonna, his head's just gonna
His
explode.
head's gonna explode because of how bad they are. Yeah.
No, but Corey, I'm looking at West Group A, and I totally agree. If you do catch the T-Wolves on a bad night, you win this.
Because we got the Rockets beating the Nuggets last year in the in-season tournament games, and we ended up not getting our division, which was really sad.
But the Clippers are not going to be good. The Kings are.
Clippers are going to be maybe okay.
Kings are a dark horse. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday. Are they a top 5?
I just think the West is
Are the Kings a playoff team? Is the real question.
They're definitely a playoff team. I think so in the West right now.
But like not like.
I'm not saying. I'm saying top 6. I'm saying not playing. Get out of the play-in. I'm saying, are they a lock playoff team? And I think it's possible, but I
they're
really
definitely not a 9 or 10 seed. I think they're gonna fall more into that 5 to 8 or 5 to 7 range.
I think they might be a 9 or 10
8.
seed. I think yesterday especially you were underrating the Suns a little bit. Suns showed last year that they're at least a playoff team. Nothing is changing about their team. Nothing is changing. The Rockets were trying to dismantle.
I don't know how much I trust Bradley Beal.
If you're not getting better,
Bradley Beal does not have to be the maker or breaker for you to win regular season games.
It doesn't matter.
They never had any of those three healthy, and they still made it 5 seed.
If you're not getting better,
they got put back in the playoffs, but guess what? They still made the top 6 seeds.
If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So I don't know.
But their record's not going to get worse.
You don't know that because a lot of these other teams are going to get better, and if they stay complacent,
what teams are getting better in the West this year?
I think
that's actually a really good question.
I think
because
got better.
A lot of teams just kind of stayed the same. And where were the Kings last year?
They were in the play-in tournament, so they got better. Right?
Yeah, so they got players.
The Mavericks added play.
I think the Pelicans got better.
The Pelicans got better.
I don't care about the
Thunder added.
The Grizzlies, by virtue of not being injured, got better.
They got better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, whenever you have what's his face,
and I mean, the Warriors are on a decline. The Warriors
dropping 25 a game.
He's a solid player.
Yeah, he's a solid player when no one else is there. And now they're going to come back and Desmond Bane's going to fall off. He's going to go back to his scared ways that he had after his injury. And John Morant is going to be inconsistent. And it's just not going to go well. Grizzlies. But Grizzlies, I don't know. They could do well. Kings, not so much.
Right. We'll see. Do we want to go to the last sport we haven't covered here?
The WNBA?
I was talking about the one that's on ice.
Ooh.
I feel like we've said.
What about the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, guys? What about the Olympics? Can we have an Olympic episode? I've been thinking about this in my mind. Mm-hmm. Can we have an Olympic episode? Episode. Whenever the Olympics start.
Are we just going to be talking about the NBA the entire time?
No, we're just going to talk about the Olympics.
Sure. I have a certain question for next week. Because I'm the host next week, and I'm very excited.
Is it an Olympic question?
No, it coincides with something real nice. The real ones, no. What's dropping next week, Brendan?
NCAA football 25.
How
about those top 100 players list?
Question.
Yeah, did Penn State get any guys?
They got like 3.
We got Wyatt as a 90. Wyatt Malone.
Yeah, hang on.
Arguably the best offensive tackle in college football.
We got what? We would have gotten Abdul Carter.
Arguably the best left tackle.
Nick Singleton,
and then Drew Aller, no way. So Will Johnson.
We should have gotten Garrett.
Will Johnson is the best right now.
That's fair.
Same with Will. Actually, it's a 3-way tie between Ollie Gordon, the running back out of Oklahoma State, who's a beast.
He's so good. He just went to prison the other day, but he still went to media day.
Almost a Georgia-like player there. Almost a Georgia Bulldog.
Will Campbell, the left tackle out of LSU. And then Will Johnson, those are the big ones.
Dude, following
dude, they are overrating Colorado.
They are.
Colorado does not deserve
that.
I really cannot wait for Colorado to just get their shit wrong.
They're gonna mark my words. They're going to lose to North Dakota State week 1. It's gonna be the funniest thing in the world. And
who is the highest rated?
Anyway, back to Ollie Gordon though. I've never seen a running back just run his team in a college football setting. Like Oklahoma State was struggling for a little bit, and they're like, okay, Ollie Gordon, you can score like 4 touchdowns now.
He's the reason they did the Big 12 championship.
They're good. The Oklahoma State, they could compete.
No, but he himself is the only reason why they made.
Not the only reason they didn't.
No, because
they got
the Big 12. The Big 12 was super close.
It was super close. Yeah, they almost had an Oklahoma-Texas situation, and then Oklahoma State swooped in.
Yeah. No, the highest rated Penn State player looks like Abdul Carter, 91 overall.
Awesome.
Shout out Abdul.
The fact.
Stick City.
Okay, look, Shedeur Sanders is not a 93 overall. No, that is absurd. I'm not. People have him as the first overall pick in next year's draft.
Really?
No, because what is his ceiling? I saw a video earlier today. His ceiling is like Derrick Carr, which is like a solid player, but not like first overall.
If we ever have another
who's the best QB out of this?
If we ever
Quinn Ewers, right?
I would probably say Ewers or Beck.
Who is the top rated quarterback in this game?
It's Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah,
tied with Carson Beck, but the fact that Shedeur is
how old is Carson Beck at this point? Because that dude's got to be, I don't know,
23.
20, yeah.
If we have another football-centric episode, I totally want to talk a lot about college football.
Oh, dude.
Because I was not sold on college football before I went to WVU, started covering it a lot more. I
love it, yeah.
Amika Abuga.
Because everyone realizes how short of a window they have, and they're so into it and ready to dominate.
And there's no room for... Okay. Before this year, there was no room for error. Now you can lose a game or two and still make the playoffs.
Sure.
Yeah. But still.
Well, the year before, I mean, they had TCU. TCU did not have that amazing of a record, and then they went to the college football playoff.
No, they went undefeated.
TCU?
Yes.
I don't think they did.
That's why they got in.
Go back.
They went undefeated.
No, they didn't.
No, dude.
TCU.
They weren't like a good team on paper, but they won all their games.
TCU 2022.
Their only loss was to Georgia.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I feel like TCU.
Yeah, they beat Michigan. Beat. Although they lost to Kansas State.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They lost to K-State in the Big 12 championship.
But that was it.
That was
their only loss. Yeah, because they. Oh no, that was this year, I think. I don't even know where it is, bro.
I'm pretty sure TCU. I mean, I was not following this much, but I know they lost the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And because they're TCU.
Okay, sorry, I'm going back to this. I would rather take Dylan Gabriel in a draft, honestly, over Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's not.
Oregon knows what's up with their quarterback.
Oregon is gonna. They're gonna win. They're gonna kill. They're going to dominate the Big Ten this year. I'm sorry. I don't think Ohio State and Oregon, I'm taking Oregon all day. I don't think Ryan Day is the coach to lead Ohio State to a national championship again.
Do you think Oregon's going to win the Big Ten this year?
I think Oregon's going to win the Big Ten. That's my bold take.
I don't hate that.
It's going to be Oregon or Ohio State. Hell. And maybe you get a dark horse with Michigan or Penn State thrown in there.
No, not Penn State.
Not Penn State.
No.
Trust me.
You don't think so?
No.
But they have an easier schedule.
They do, but
if you look at the schedule, like an 11-1 record.
I think they might lose one of the West Coast games they play. I forget.
They're totally going to lose.
They only played once on the West Coast, I think.
WVU will defeat Penn State by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, they might win, but it's not going to be that big.
And with that, this has been the Banter Ball Podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and this is Brennan, also a host. This is Kyle, also a host, because today we just talked.
Yeah.
Now we'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming. of a quick format right to you. Today was a little bit more lax. So, with that being said, be more lax in the comment section. People aren't necessarily dropping comments unless they're angry about videos that I make in my kitchen. So, we need some more discussion here. Talk about these college football ratings. Talk about the MLB All Star Game. And Brennan, where else can they find us?
You can find us on everywhere. Instagram,
On
Twitter,
everywhere.
TikTok, LinkedIn, I don't even think we mentioned Spotify. Spotify, that's where our podcast is. iHeartRadio. Everywhere. Look us up. We are definitely on that website. So make sure you go follow us and go like our videos everywhere. Because we're going to be coming out with some content.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
This is like a piece of advice.
Sure.
Sometimes the thinnest pathways yield the most interesting results.
I don't know what that means, but that is really deep, and we should think about that until next week when we'll see you quick and right to you. All right, this has been the Banter Ball Podcast. Bye.
See ya.